There's a certain rhythm to riding, a connection between man, machine, and the open road. But nothing throws that off faster than the little things other people shrug off. If you ride, you've definitely dealt with at least a few of these. Here are 10 things that annoy every biker. 10. People who sit on your bike without asking. There's a certain level of unwritten respect in the world of motorcycling. You don't touch someone's bike unless you're invited. And definitely don't sit on it. Yet somehow every rider has encountered that one person who thinks it's totally fine to plop down on the seat like it's a bench in the park. Riders value their bike a lot more than most people value cars. Sitting on it is like walking into a man's house without an invitation. It's the biggest sign of disrespect. Some mean no harm, of course. I just wanted to see what it felt like, they'll say. But if you're not a rider, here's a tip. Admire from a distance. You're only allowed to sit on someone's bike if they allow you to. Don't just assume they'll be okay with it, because nothing gets a biker's blood boiling faster than someone treating their machine like a carnival ride. But if you think that's annoying, wait for this next one. Before we continue, if you want to see more of our videos, make sure you subscribe to the channel and turn on the notification bell. 9. Drivers who don't check their mirrors. You'd think it would be second nature for every driver to check their mirrors before switching lanes or turning. But way too many drivers treat their mirrors like decorations. Every biker knows the heart-stopping moment when a car starts drifting into your lane. No signal, no warning. You're right there, riding steady, and suddenly they're pushing you into the shoulder because they couldn't be bothered to glance sideways. It's not just annoying, it's dangerous. On a bike, you're vulnerable. One missed mirror check can be the difference between a smooth ride and a trip to the ER. And while some drivers are genuinely unaware, others just don't care. Both are equally infuriating. Bikers spend their rides scanning, predicting, and staying sharp. So when someone in a 4,000-pound vehicle can't be bothered to check their blind spot, it's more than a nuisance. It's an insult to every ounce of effort we put into staying safe. But if you think this is infuriating, this next one will make your blood boil. 8. People who think riding a motorcycle is dangerous. Here we go, the classic unsolicited opinion from someone who's never been on a bike, but suddenly becomes an expert on road safety the moment they see your helmet. Isn't that really dangerous? They ask. Or worse, you know someone died doing that, right? As if you haven't already weighed the risks. As if you just woke up one day and randomly chose chaos on 2 wheels. Look, riding has its risks. No one's denying that. But so does driving, walking, crossing the street, even staying in your house. The difference is that bikers accept those risks and ride smart. We train, we gear up, we stay alert. And most of the real danger actually comes from other people not paying attention. So don't bother lecturing a biker about how dangerous riding is. They're fully aware and know how to take care of themselves. But if you think that's frustrating, wait for this next one. 7. People who think your bike is cheap. Every biker knows this one, and every biker hates people who think like this. Some people just assume that because bikes have 2 wheels, they're a lot cheaper than cars. Well, that's a big lie. Most bikers invest way more money into their bikes than a lot of car owners do. Sure, owning a bike saves you a lot on gas, but that's just about it. A well-maintained motorcycle takes up thousands of dollars from the owner. While not every bike is a $30,000 Ducati, but cheap? Not a chance. Between maintenance, quality gear, insurance, and mods, the costs add up fast. But it's not really about the money, it's about the attitude. So don't ever assume that riding is somehow a lesser choice than driving. It's a lifestyle, and an expensive one at that. But if you think being underestimated is annoying, just wait for this next one. 6. Drivers who don't use their turn signals. Using your turn signal is such a simple thing. Flick the lever and let the world know what you're doing. But some drivers treat their turn signals like optional accessories. Nice to have, but ultimately unnecessary. To a biker, though, that little blinking light is everything. It tells us whether you're merging, turning, or about to do something stupid we need to avoid. So when someone suddenly veers across lanes without signaling, it's not just annoying, it's a threat. This simple act can prevent a major accident, but some drivers are too clueless to even do it. But hey, there's nothing compared to dealing with this next group of people. If you're enjoying this video, hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. 5. The "it's just a phase" people. The classic doubters. You'll grow out of it. It's just a phase. Wait until you have a family. As if loving motorcycles is some kind of rebellious teenage streak you'll eventually outgrow, like skateboarding or dyeing your hair green. These are the people who can't fathom the idea that bikes aren't a passing fad. They're a part of who you are. Riding isn't something you try, it's something you live. The early morning rides before the city wakes up, the solo cruises to clear your head, the bond between rider and road. That's not a phase, that's passion. And it's funny how the same people who call it a phase are usually the ones stuck in traffic every morning, staring at their steering wheel and wondering why life feels so gray. So no, it's not just a phase, it's freedom, it's focus, it's you. But if you think this is annoying, wait for this next one. 4. Clueless people who ask why you didn't just buy a car. This particular set of clueless individuals tend to make every rider hate having a conversation with them. Anytime you bring up a conversation about your bike, they ask, "Why didn't you just get a car?" It's such an annoying question to have to deal with. The essence of owning a bike is not about getting from point A to B in the most convenient, air-conditioned way possible. It's about the ride, the feeling of leaning into corners, hearing your engine respond to every twist of the throttle, and knowing you're fully in tune with the road beneath you. Sure, cars are practical. They've got trunks, cup holders, back seats, but motorcycles have soul. They strip away the distractions and put you right in the moment. And that's something no four-door sedan can give you, no matter how many screens it has. So when someone asks that question, you kind of just nod and smile, because explaining it would take longer than they're willing to listen. But if that question makes your eye twitch, this next one will want to make you punch someone. 3. People who think riding is easy. I could totally ride a motorcycle, just never got around to it. That line right there, instant red flag. Because if you've actually ridden, you know it's anything but easy. It takes coordination, balance, focus, and a deep understanding to ride a bike. You're not just driving, you're managing weight, gears, road conditions, wind, and every unpredictable move from the cars around you. But people who have never ridden love to oversimplify it. Like it's just a bicycle with an engine. You just twist the thing and go, right? Sure, and playing piano is just pressing a few keys. The truth is that mastering a motorcycle takes time. Controlling one in traffic, in the rain, on gravel, or on a tight curve, that's skill. And it's earned, not assumed. So next time someone shrugs off the years of practice and experience you've built, just smile. Let them underestimate you. The road always knows who's real. Still, as irritating as that is, nothing makes a biker clench their teeth faster than this next one. 2. Tailgaters. Now, this is the one that turns a peaceful ride into a tense white-knuckle situation. You're doing the speed limit, maybe even a little over, and some impatient driver decides they need to be 6 inches from your rear tire. It's not just rude, it's straight up reckless. Unlike a car, a bike doesn't have the luxury of getting tapped from behind. A fender bender in traffic might mean a scratched bumper for them, but for a rider, it could be catastrophic. What tailgaters don't realize is that motorcycles need room, space to maneuver, to brake safely, to respond to sudden changes. When that space disappears, so does the margin for error. Sometimes you end up having to pull over just so you can escape them. Tailgaters are annoying, clueless people. so it's better to just avoid them when you're on the road. But tailgaters aren't the only ones that get on bikers' nerves. In fact, every biker has dealt with this next one. 1. Parking space thieves. You found it, the perfect spot. Tucked in close to the entrance, shaded just enough, easy to slip into without blocking traffic. You roll up, park your bike neatly within the lines, helmet off, gloves tucked away, and then it happens. Some driver pulls in and parks right next to you, sometimes in your spot, like your bike just doesn't count. They either don't see it, don't care, or assume that since it's so small, they're allowed to squeeze in. There's nothing quite like returning from a ride or a quick coffee break only to find a massive SUV an inch from your handlebars. No room to mount up, no way to get up without a 3-point pivot and a prayer. And it's not just inconsiderate, it's dangerous. A little nudge from their bumper while pulling out could knock your bike over. And let's not even talk about the folks who move a parked motorcycle to make room for themselves. That's the kind of behavior that starts bar fights. Bikes aren't toys, they're vehicles. They deserve their space just like any car does. So when someone acts like your spot is theirs to take, it's more than just annoying, it's pure disrespect. Which one of these things annoys you the most? Share them with us in the comments. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to our channel, and hit the bell icon. See you in the next one.